You are now tuned in to HBCU Live with National Alumni Council President Anthony H. Brown and Common Black College Application founder Robert Mason and producer Tia Mache Johnson. This is not just a show, it's an experience. It's a conversation with intention, purpose, and focus. So for the next hour, join us here on HBCU Live.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of HBCU Experience Live. It's not just a show.
It's an experience.
It really is. It really is an experience. Listen, there's a lot happening right now, so I have to get myself together. All this good stuff. Hey, before we even get started, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the share button. Let somebody else know that we're on and we're here to have a great conversation today. But before we even talk about our guest for today, hey, Robert, hey, Tia, how are you doing?
Fantastic. Fantastic, my brother. I was debating whether I was going to talk about my dilemma.
Uh-oh.
I spoke to a friend. I'll try to do this quick. And I don't know if I told you guys this. I spoke to a friend of mine. You know, I grew up in the hood, right?
So you did?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Single parent project, the whole 9 yards. And, you know, bologna was a big thing. And we sat at this place, bologna, come on, bro. And we sat at this place called Miss Libby's. And Miss Libby's had the best fried bologna sandwiches in the city. Best.
Come on, Miss Libby.
Miss Libby's. Miss Libby's.
I like fried bologna.
Hey, let me tell you, Miss Libby's. And Miss Libby's never used a cash register. She was like 89 years old. She'd be like $1.25.
It was in her head.
Yeah, $1.25 for the sandwich, $25 for the chips, $25 for the soda. But anyway, in talking to my friend named Eric Johnson, I started dreaming about this damn bologna. Guys, I have eaten a bologna sandwich every day for the last 2 weeks. Every day for the last 2 weeks. So, but the good thing is I've not had any Oreos.
Oh.
So you just had something worse, all that processed fake meat. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. It's that's again being a creature of habit. I find something. It's easy. I mean, it takes me back. I just eat it and Tia looking at me. but that's
you do all this wiggle. You do all this wiggly workout.
Absolutely. Oh, you started to work out? You finally started to work out?
I saw it.
You saw the old school workout. You like, is that the same Rob that's on Wednesdays? Yeah, that's the same one.
Yeah, I saw it.
But anyway, so that's been my week. One bologna sandwich every day. How have you been, Tia? What's going on?
Nothing. You know, just doing the thing over here.
Just doing the thing.
I'm just mad that he said he had a sandwich.
Did you put cheese on the fried bologna sandwich?
Say again?
You put cheese on the fried bologna sandwich? What's wrong with you? You got to have cheese on bologna.
But what you have to do, you have to burn it.
You got to burn it, but you got to put the cheese in the middle.
For real?
Yes.
I'll try that. I'll try that on my next. Because I just went to.
You ain't real hood.
Hey, let me tell you something. We ain't have no cheese. Hey, all we have is that government cheese that you had to slice.
That's what you supposed to use, that big government block of cheese.
Now listen, that government cheese.
Hey.
Y'all don't know that government cheese.
It's good.
Listen, I remember being in the line. My grandmother put me in one line. She put my cousin in the line for the butter. She put another cousin in the line. Oh yeah, we had to split the line up. You know, everybody, and then once we got to the front, then we had to just yell down and tell her to come on up with the big grocery cart so she can load it up. Oh yeah.
But you know, the cheese don't taste the same. And I don't know if that was sharp cheese.
It ain't real cheese because that stuff didn't never really melt. It just got gooey. It didn't burn, it didn't melt.
It just sit there. It be the same size. You put it in there, you go back and get it a few minutes later, it be the exact same.
So I need to know real quick before we get started. I want to know some of our viewers who are watching, like Monique Robinson from down in Texas. Did you have to eat one of these government sandwiches with the cheese and the butter? I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Hey, man.
But Vanessa Sparks in New York, she said, yeah, she had one of the bologna with mustard. She had her with mustard.
Mustard is good too. Mustard is good too.
Vanessa got it right. That's right. Extra mustard, bro. I'm telling you. Every now and then, when we can splurge, you get a little tomato and lettuce. But short of that,
little tomato.
Little tomato.
Little tomato.
Little tomato.
Like
but
tomatoes.
That's it.
Wow.
But I'm sure these people didn't tune in to hear us talk about bologna. So,
Right, anyway, So what else is happening? So I don't know, Tia, what's happening with you? All is well?
All is well. All is well. My husband's birthday is coming up this weekend, so we're headed down to the Creation Museum to Noah's Ark in Kentucky.
Oh,
to
wow.
go see
my
the
gosh.
exhibits and all that fun stuff.
I heard that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited to go see it. It should be good.
That's the thing. They have a big commercial where they show the giraffes and they get there and it's huge. Oh, I would love to. Where is that?
It's in Kentucky.
Oh,
it's
wow.
like on the border of Cincinnati and Kentucky. So, it's not that far from here.
That's a short drive for you guys, right?
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour drive.
I'm kind of
All
curious.
right, so our viewing audience, again, we're asking you again to make sure you hit that like, hit that share, hit that, all those good things. Let us know how you're feeling. Again, you can leave all your comments, your questions, anything you want to share in the chat. We would, every so often we will look down and just kind of take a peek and see what's going on. Hey, did y'all hear about, again, did some current events last week? Did y'all hear about Delaware State purchasing and owning a predominantly white institution? Is it Wesley College in their community? Never heard. I think this is the first time I've ever heard of an HBCU purchasing PWI.
First time. And awesome. It's amazing. It's absolutely, as you would say, Anthony, that is absolutely amazing. To think that an HBCU has the means to acquire another institution. That is truly phenomenal. And hopefully it will set a precedent, and other institutions will start to think that they can acquire other institutions as opposed to being threatened to being acquired. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So no, that's huge. That's.
And then also, my laughing is going. I just doing a recap of some stuff. We want to continue to keep John Lewis in our prayer. Because they tried to count him out. Somebody had put him in the grave over the weekend.
A couple people did.
Oh my gosh! But even though he's sick, he's dealing with some situations. However, we want to keep him lifted. Go check out this documentary that's coming out. Hi, I'm here to remind you that I count, you count, and we all count in the 2020 census. Now is the time to make sure that you are included in more than $675 billion in public funding that's distributed for our communities for healthcare, education, and more. This is a very serious matter, and every person, every neighborhood, and every community can and will benefit from these results. Make sure your voice is included in the number. For more information, visit my2020census.gov or call 844-330-2020. This message is being brought to you by the Olivet Housing and Community Development Corporation and the United States Census. Now, listen, again, if you haven't already done so, you got to share this to all your groups. Share it to all your pages. I'm trying to do that myself. I'm trying to make sure we share this to some people. We have two wonderful young ladies who are coming onto the show. These are my cousins. I call them my cousins.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Are
they from Cleveland?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're my cousins down in Texas.
Oh, okay.
There they go. This is my cousins Danielle and Derreka, graduates of Prairie A&M University.
Hey. TV,
Yes.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
So they are here. We're going to have a good conversation today, talking about some of the great things that they are doing, their experiences at Prairie View.
Yes.
Some of the other projects they're involved in. Listen, we just did, Robert, if you didn't know, we just did a versus this past Friday. Yes. And they slept on me. They tried to sleep on me. They didn't think I came ready. They didn't think I was gonna come with it. Now I came with some. They had one or two. They had one or two good hits.
Oh,
What is
Because
the,
y'all
I
got-
don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean versus? What does that mean?
So sometimes there's these competitions you can do online. Well, you remember the Teddy Riley and
Babyface.
Babyface?
Have you not seen the versus thing?
Is that what? Look, we went through this with the trap music.
Oh.
Y'all,
I'm not.
Robert's, I ain't gonna tell his age. So, but Robert, we did a versus battle. So we had an old school 70s and 80s R&B. You know, so they came with some bangers, and I came. Y'all got me on doing the butt though. Y'all got me on that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have that one. You know, Mary had to come out like Anthony. Just let that one go.
So what do you have to? You have to guess the name of the song or the?
No, you just got to play the hits. You got to come with the hits.
Oh, you're supposed to play the music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Whoever has the best playlist wins.
Yeah, so we go song for song, and then we let the audience decide who won that round. So we did 70s R&B, and then we did 80s R&B.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't think we was gonna come with smoke.
Oh,
So
they
you
came
have
with
your-
some smoke though. They came with some smoke though. But,
So if you have
it
one of
wasn't
your folk on in the chat room, then you win, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Greg,
That's the way my mind works.
Yeah,
And we
people mind the folk, but you know they came with some bangers, but they wasn't ready for my new edition or my Luther Vandross.
No,
You got us with that one.
You got us with those two.
You got us with those two. But the beautiful thing about it was we got to raise money
Yes.
We
for
did.
UNCF. So
We
Okay,
did.
that's cool then.
So, but anyway, Robert, I'm gonna let you go because I know I always get excited. I lead it off. Robert, I'm gonna let you go lead it off. I'm gonna share this video in a few more groups. I'm gonna let you go and lead off the conversation.
So, ladies, let's start with where you're from and sort of how this sort of came to be.
okay.
Well, we both attended Prairie View A&M University, like Anthony said. I'm originally from California,
And I'm from Huntsville, Texas.
yeah.
Okay.
So we met while we were attending Prairie View. We are actually line sisters in an organization called Gamma Sigma Sigma National Service Sorority.
Okay.
And we met spring 2006.
Come on, friend. You can't forget that.
I know. Never forget that. But yeah, so we, are very close, friends. We, just remained in contact, throughout all our changes. I moved back to California for a while, and all of that. But we had always, kept in touch. And Derreka had actually started a business, and she would always come to me with business ideas. I'm a business major, but I work in healthcare. But we would always talk about starting a business together. And we were, just brainstorming some things. And one day Derreka came and she was like, you know what, we should really think about the subscription box space, because there really isn't anything out there, for HBCUs, like all of them, because we were tired of looking for things for Prairie View and not being able to find it outside of like the bookstore. You could find, the Howards and the Spelmans and the Morehouse, but, when we were looking for our school, we really couldn't find, just unique things that represented our school. And we were like, we know that we weren't alone. We knew that there were so many other HBCUs that are, not really well known. And we wanted to do something for everyone. So that's where exclusively HBCU came from.
Okay. So you guys met at Prairie View.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the business idea. So what were some of the things that, no, let me ask this, because I'm not sure everybody knows. When did this box phenomena come into play? Whereas rather than somebody buying one item, you say, hey, I'll give you a box. You can buy a box of things.
Yeah.
When did this start?
Okay, so I'll take that. When I was I remember Alpha Kappa Alpha as well.
Okay.
So my aunt had given me the Ivy box, and that was like maybe a year or so ago. I think subscription boxes have started to really pop up like the last 2 to 3 years. It's been like really high. And when I got the Ivy box, I was like, oh, I know there's something for HBCUs. And there wasn't. And that's when I went to her, because I know that right now everybody is just realizing that, y'all, like, it's so much value you can get in a box. You can get like in each box is 4 items, and they're all signature, and everybody on our team is a graduate of an HBCU. Right. So it's all love.
So let me, because sometimes I'll go off on a tangent, but I'm curious. So you know how you go to award shows, right? and these celebrities get these gift boxes, gift items. Is that where this idea kind of came from, you think? Because again, I'm just trying to understand the origin of it. So
yeah, so for me personally, I know Danielle, it came out of necessity at the fact that we're grown now and we want to represent our HBCU.
Right.
And we didn't have anywhere to pull it from other than going all the way back to Prairie to get like, you know, a cardigan or something nice. Like we can get little like t-shirts, but we wanted nice stuff that when we're in corporate America, which we are, we can represent our schools.
Right. And then too, I think with the box, not just having like just an apparel, you know, item, I think for us, because our very first box that we put out was our homecoming box. Yes. So the homecoming box had like everything that you needed to get through homecoming, right? Yeah, through an HBCU homecoming. So we want to think, I guess, even though it's kind of a pun, outside of the box and not just do apparel, but we wanted you to have like a whole experience. That's why we say we put like the HBCU experience in a box, because we try to not just put like a t-shirt and a sweater but we want to find other things that you can still, you know, take with you, like a coffee tumbler or something that when you're out, you just have something that represents your school. Yeah.
You know what? And I'm gonna let Anthony, I know Anthony wants to jump in here, guys. I think outside the box is a phenomenal tagline. You know what I mean? I mean, just sitting here thinking about it, you know, you got, I don't know what you call it, a homecoming box. Then there's a tagline you have outside the box. So when you market that, just send me a check. Send me a check. No, I think it's a great tagline. There you go. Absolutely. I think it's a great tagline. No doubt. I'll let Anthony get it. I'm sure.
All right. So Danielle and Derreka, I get, you know, this, like I said, this is my newfound cousins. We not people like, y'all related? Like, you know, listen, we gonna just say we are because we all went to HBCU.
We went to HBCU. We are cousins.
So we are cousins. So listen, I met these young ladies back in April. Sometimes we just kind of met virtually, and we've been kind of just chit-chatting and conversating ever since. I actually bought the subscription box. Actually, I'm wearing one of the shirts right now.
It's from the HBCU-ish box. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
So, see? Yeah. So I, you know, I'd like to be able to show some love. You know, I always get people who are asking me questions about the dope and degreed hoodie that you're wearing now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, so this is absolutely amazing. And here's the other thing I like about these young ladies right now, because not only are they, you know, business minded, they are, you know, very this entrepreneurial spirit, but they're also now in this world of philanthropy, Robert.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not going to do this shameless plug now. So if anyone who wants to purchase anything right now on the website, again, www.exclusivelyhbcu.com, you use the promo code UNCF and 10% of the proceeds of your sale goes back to UNCF. So thank you in advance for anybody who bought something this past weekend when you watched the show. We're moving forward again. Exclusively HBCU. You buy a box, you buy a shirt, you buy a hat, anything that you want to purchase. Use the promo code UNCF. There you go. So yeah, thanks to you. The quarterly, you know, subscription box. Like, I'm already looking forward to the next box that's coming out, which is kind of school days theme to it. Then y'all want to talk about that box.
Yeah.
So Anthony talked about you guys being entrepreneurs. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome as you were starting to develop and then grow?
Global, I see.
Right. Exactly.
We're gonna keep.
I don't even know.
I mean. Yeah, we definitely have had a lot of run-ins with, I'm trying to be politically correct.
Whatever doesn't kill you make you stronger. How about that?
Yes, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, we've dealt with, you know, working with people that, you know, have dropped the ball on things. You know, we've dealt with, you know, we've been come at by other businesses. There's just been a lot of things that we, you know, have learned a lot of lessons from, you know, and most importantly, our very, you know, most, I think, important lesson was just making sure that we have our paperwork and everything, like, you know, all of your legal, everything together when you start a business, like all of those things are like so important that we I think have really made us stronger. Like we've helped out other people that we know that are in business to get their paperwork together and all that, so they can kind of avoid the pitfalls and things that we've kind of had to deal with. But yeah, I mean, we've really it's really grown us a lot, and we've only been in business for a year.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow. So I'm assuming this is a very competitive space, right? And not really?
Not for us, just because we're kind of in a niche type of field. But there are a lot of like other HBCU retailers, like definitely, yeah.
But the beauty about this business is we partner with them and we put them in our box.
Yeah.
So it's really not competition, because at the end of the day, it's collaboration. So for us, that's the thing that makes us different. The fact that we collab with all these people.
Yeah.
When we decide to go outside of our own team.
Yeah.
So you're constantly looking for people, I'm assuming, whose items you could potentially include in your boxes. So do you ideally normally wrap these boxes around events, or how do you come up with the various themes?
Oh my God! Let's talk about the newest boxes coming out this fall.
Right. So each box that we have actually is a different theme. That's one thing that makes us very different. You'll never get the same box design twice. You'll never get the same items twice, because we curate everything ourselves, or we outsource them with other HBCU owned or Black owned or brown owned business.
Right.
So this is an example of our school days box. As you can see, it is truly school days through and through.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, and the inside is my favorite part. We did an ode to Mission College. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, and then
Was our homecoming box. So our theme was do the right thing, and we have.
Well, you're breaking up. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. So this was our homecoming box, our very first box that we ever came out with, and basically this was our. We did
an ode to Spike Lee.
Oh.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. You did the right thing. I like that.
Wow.
You did the right
So,
thing.
like when we created this business, we wanted to make sure that we were extremely different. We know that there are going to be plenty of companies that have boxes, and we support all of them. But we want to do something fresh, something different, and something the HBCU way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So can someone say, I'd like to have? Can you do specialty boxes? Where someone can say, I'd like to have certain items in a box, or do you do birthdays, or what's your business model right now in terms of what you're doing and what you look to do?
Got you. So the quarterly subscription box, you can either enroll in our quarterly subscription, you get 4 boxes a year, or you can buy them on your own at your leisure, every quarter that we put it out. Those boxes all have different themes that we come up with a year in advance. So we already have finished, we just probably finished 2021. So we know all the boxes for that one. Then we have what we call seasonal boxes. So that's the homecoming box, the graduation box. We have a box that just closed out, the Fresh on the Yard box. That's for undergraduates that are going back to the yard. So we have those. The only time we curate boxes is when we collaborate with alumni chapters or organizations where we're giving back.
Right. Yeah. So the customization piece would be like Derreka said, like if we were working with like an alumni or a group or organization, and say they wanted to have like, a class of 76, box for Prairie View or something like that. We would meet and, talk about that. It would basically depend on how far in advance you would need it, like all of those kind of things. We do also give the option for them to take what we already have available, and they could, have like a group rate type of situation. We did just solidify a partnership with FISC, LA Alumni Association, where they're doing kind of like a fundraiser thing similar to what Anthony talked about for UNCF, where whoever buys a box or anything like that, they get like proceeds back. But we do have that option, but it's more for organizations and things like that, alumni associations.
So I'm sure everybody's out there wondering, on average, how much is a subscription for a box?
I'm glad you asked.
I do what I can. I do what I can.
You get 4 amazing items for only $49.99 every quarter.
Yep. So we don't bombard you monthly. It's just 4 boxes a year, and it's $49.99. Super super affordable. We've put some very
Nice.
large, nice items in some of these boxes.
The box that's out right now is the vintage box, and it's an ode to HBCU excellence in the 1960s. So if you look on the website, you'll see a vintage sweater, and it, our designer really took direction from the 1960s, and it's a true.
Oh, that's coming up after school days?
Yes, that's the one you're gonna get at the. And that one is customized to every HBCU, all 101 that are still rocking and accredited and moving and shaking right now. And
So,
that includes community colleges.
So in terms of the subscription, you have to buy the entire four quarters, or you could buy one, or?
So we have two options. You can enroll and get the quarterly subscription where you can cancel anytime, but you won't because you'll love it. Or you can buy the boxes as they come out. It's just instead of $49.99, it's $59.99 when you buy them solo. But we have it to where if you have commitment issues, which I understand, you can go that route, or you can just enroll. Either way, we're doing this to make sure that we're representing HBCUs, and with every box we give out a scholarship. So. That's our main focus, that we can be the alums that give back.
So for those people who might be thinking about reaching out to you guys to possibly have their items included in your box, they have to have a certain price point in mind so that you can stay within that $49 range, right?
Absolutely.
So do you want to say to those people who might be interested and potentially reaching out to you guys because they have, I don't know, I'm not even going to begin to name a product, but they might have a product that they think can be included. You might as well let them know now, bro, you can't send me something that's going to cost $105.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we do, when we have our collaboration, calls with groups, we're very upfront and let them know, this is our price point. And we are open to doing collaborations on other things. Like we spotlight businesses. We have a collaboration corner on our website. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that it's something in the box, but, maybe we could work together on an event or something else. So,
Our goal is just, we want to make sure we're putting HBCU brands out there. Right. And we feel like when we win, other people win. So it's just the HBCU way, like we're all about like being one big family and helping one another.
So ball and parlay. If I could just ball.
Come on, Tuskegee with ball and parlay.
So has your business been adversely affected by this pandemic at all?
No.
I mean, it's kind of, I would say not really, but we have been impacted in things like some of the products that we were going to do, like the graduation box. And even our homecoming box, which we're still coming out with, but we did have to tweak our theme a little bit just because of everything that was going on.
But as far as like people knowing about us and learning about the business, we've seen a spike. Just because I think HBCUs are just in the forefront again, which they should have never left.
Right.
Well, my co-host has contributed a lot. my co-host has contributed a lot to that. Because every time I turn around, he's talking about you guys. So,
and we appreciate it. We really do. We really do.
Because he's always it's one thing to have a product or service. It's another thing to have a product or service whereby you're doing good work and you're helping the community. You know what I mean? That's huge. And you guys, I clearly get the impression that you're conscious, that you're trying to help the community. It's imperative that as HBC graduates that we all do what we can to help maintain the viability of our institutions. So I know Tia put the website in the link. Is there any other information or that people would need to have to get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, I just wanted to just plug, we have a scholarship, like Derreka said, that's currently going on. Actually, the application closes out tomorrow. So if you know of an undergrad at an HBCU or someone who is going to start attending an HBCU, incoming freshman, who is looking for a scholarship, we have our Fresh on the Yard scholarship available on our website right now. And it will be open until tomorrow. So they can find that on our website.
And it's $1,000 that we're giving out. So please have them. Yeah, like it's a blessing to be a blessing. So, you know, I truly believe that once you step into the alumni space, it's your duty to give back.
Right, for sure.
So,
so both of you guys are currently reside in Houston, correct?
yes, we live down the road from you.
So much of your operation is run out of the Houston area.
Yes.
Okay. So you know, how do you manage? You know, because I don't leave my place.
He don't leave his place.
Right.
What you saying?
Except for bologna sandwiches and Oreos.
That's it. That's all I'm doing. So fortunately for you, I would assume because of what you do, you assemble the boxes in a particular location, and then you have FedEx come and pick them up and deliver. So for the most part, I'm assuming that's why you haven't necessarily been adversely affected. But I would also assume that being at these homecomings and having your boxes there would have been huge.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a big letdown for us. You know, when COVID hit, you know, it was, so we had the homecomings that got canceled. Then of course, like with shipping and things like that are you know, those delays and things like that has affected us. But we're creatives. So with our themes and things like that, like I said, we kind of tweaked it. We're going to be coming out with our theme, you know, later on this month. So you'll kind of see what we did with that. But we did make sure that we anticipated when everything was starting to happen that we would probably need to shift our theme to be more accessible for those who aren't able to attend homecoming.
So what's next? I mean, I'm just curious. You know, so what's next? I mean, you got, you know the relaunch. You got the new looks, feel, and all that. You got the new boxes coming. You got the dope and degreed.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing the versus battle competitions.
Yeah.
We are coming back with a round two.
Yes.
We are coming back with a round two.
We are.
And so, what's next?
So, I mean, we have so many ideas. We are working on a podcast for the towards the later on this year. It's gonna be called Kicking It with Our Cousins. You know,
I like that. Hold on.
You have to write you a check for that one.
Did Anthony have anything to do with this title?
No.
Because it definitely sounds like something he would have put together. With your cousin.
That means it's a good idea.
Well, we would definitely love to have you both on. We would love to have you both on. But we'll just be interviewing, you know, other HBCU alums, movers and shakers, things like that. Events.
And we are stepping into the event space.
Everything comes down.
And also, you know, just working with our team to team up with more organizations and eventually with HBCUs. So this product can go directly to, you know, all of those that need it, which is HBCU lovers, and we can just make a bigger impact and giving back. So
let me ask you this, because I'm kind of curious now.
You got them thinking.
I'm glad.
I'm just thinking, most of the is there an age group that is more inclined, that you target more so than any other?
So I'm glad you asked that question. So our business, our tagline is, we are the first quarterly HBCU inspired subscription box for HBCU students, alums, and supporters. So we cover all of those avenues. So it's not just for undergraduates, it's not just for alums, it's for all of us. So we always have different seasonal products to target certain groups. And then our quarterly boxes are a little bit ambiguous. So I don't care what age you are. You want a vintage, you know, cardigan or a sweater.
We've especially with this current one, we've had a lot of people reach out to us from alumni groups that are like, I want that sweater, you know, from, you know, class of 64.
And then we've had a lot of freshmen. Income freshmen, like, I want that. So we just try to make sure that we are appealing to our community, which is everybody. We don't, you know, only target to one. No, we focus on all of it.
And that's why I was at, because, you know, I'm in a space where we access a lot of high school students. Now, is there one box? Do you have different price points? For example, if high school students wanted, you know, I don't know. The family members that I know, they have more than $50, unfortunately. But, you know, just out of curiosity, Are there different sizes and the price point varies depending on the size?
Yeah, I think once we get up to, I think 2X, we increased like a couple dollars.
Well, no, I don't
some
think he's talking about
things.
that. I think he's talking about the actual,
Just
like,
overall,
the
just
box.
Right, the overall
Yeah,
box.
so yeah, so
Okay.
even for the graduation box, we had our big graduation box, then we had a mini. Because we know when college students are graduating, the last thing they want to do is come out of pocket for something again.
Right.
So we're very conscious about the community that we're serving and those who can afford and those who may not be able to, but we still want them to enjoy and have that HBCU experience with our boxes.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just also thinking about, I know like when people go to your website and want to go purchase like that particular sweatshirt that you have on there, and you kind of ask the questions about, well, what school do they go to, because you're trying to match the colors up to their institution, or can maybe someone order a t-shirt, sweatshirt based off of their Greek organization?
So, so like I said, when I'm AKA to my heart, to the day I die, but that space has already been taken over. We want to focus on HBCUs.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Omega Psi Phi can easily just say, I
But
was
see,
the
you know,
they can just
but
say I was the
that's-
encore and get a purple
yeah,
gold.
but see, that's just the luck of the
AKA
job.
ordered one of those.
Yeah,
Right.
no. So if we worked with an alumni chapter, we may do that. But for the most part, it's the luck of the draw that Q's could wear this, and that's awesome. And then we have the black and gold ones, like,
Right.
but for them, no, we stay in our lane.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we just focus on HBCUs. But it's a great idea, but we feel like so many people have already done that and done it well.
Right.
We're just going to do what we do well.
Yeah, and then, but we do every January,
Oh, yeah.
Founders Day, we
Yeah.
do bring out a limited edition dope
Yeah.
degree
In the
for
tournament.
the Greek organizations, but that's just in January. So you
Yeah.
kind of have to like jump on
Gotcha.
that while that's available.
Yeah.
I'm good. I could just say I'm from Alabama State that week and order me a black and gold. If I need.
You get everything anyway.
So before we let you go, guys, we got to talk a little bit about, I'm curious to know, what are some of the lessons that you learned while at Prairie View that have sustained you through this process?
I'm going to start with mine.
Yes, come on. Okay.
Prairie View, and our slogan is Prairie View produces productive people. That's our mantra. But in my opinion, Prairie View produces hustlers. If you went to PV and you didn't have a hustle, listen, I don't care if you were selling bubble gum by the waterfall. You know what I mean? It just really taught me the essence of networking. Networking with a purpose and persistence. And if you can really learn how to salesmanship and just really like own your craft and build it up, if you can make it at a HBCU, you can make it anywhere, because we're a tough crowd. We will tell you how it is. But my greatest lesson was that just even from my professors, they just taught me perseverance. And just like no does not mean no. It means go another route.
Yeah, for me, it was just really, it taught me resiliency. Prairie View polished me. It was like you come as like, what is it, coal? They call it coal, and then you get, you turn into a diamond, basically.
Absolutely.
Like that pressure, like it was
pressure. You need to go.
Yes, that pressure, that applied pressure. It really did. It prepared me for not just the workforce, but it prepared me for life. You are learning how to deal with all types of people. You're learning how to just become a professional, just all the way around. It taught me poise. It taught me just public speaking, just all of those things that you just need to just succeed overall in life, not just in the workspace.
So with that being said, I'm kind of curious because, I have this conversation with a lot of friends of mine. I'm one to believe I've had an entrepreneurial spirit since I was 6 years old. I sold my toys when I was 6. We sold, I don't know if you guys probably not old enough to remember Shackley. Shackley was a vitamin company. We sold $40, $50 bottle vitamins to college kids. So I'm one to believe that many of us just have an entrepreneurial spirit. So did you have that entrepreneurial spirit and Prairie View helped to hone or like you say, to craft? I can't think of the word I want to use, but that spirit, or did it create, establish bring about, or as opposed to, again, you having that spirit and it enhanced it? You understand the question I'm trying to ask?
No,
Like, was it there before you got there, or did you have it and it was fostered once you got to Prairie?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
I think that's I think I was born with it. I was literally selling pencils at school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was selling my snacks. My mom used to give me lunch money, and I would pocket that money and make my salad because she would leave to go to work in the morning, and I would flip it. You know, like I've always. She didn't know that until like my senior year. She found out I was money.
Let's hope she's not watching.
No,
Right.
She is. Hey, mommy. But no, I think it was in me, but I think Prairie View just really helped me really understand the power of it, and helped me learn how to navigate it.
Yeah.
So I was born with it, but if I would not have went to Prairie View when I did, I don't think I would have pursued it the way I have.
Yeah, for me, I know I was headed. I was the same. I was selling mixtapes. I was making earrings, bandanas, and bedazzled bandanas in high school, like all of that stuff. But I didn't really I didn't know that that's what that was. I was just like, oh, you know, this is just something for me to do. And when I got to Prairie View, you know, and because I'm a business major, so that kind of like opened my eyes to the different parts of business. It wasn't just you have to work for someone because that's what you think. You go to school to work for someone. And, you know, even though I am in the corporate space, it just opened my eyes to the other opportunities that were available to me. So
Were both of you good students?
yes.
They better be. Listen to me. They better be. Hey, so real quick before we get up out of here, y'all got any shout outs? Anybody y'all want to show some love to? Want to say hey to somebody real quick before we go?
Yeah, I want to say hi to our team, to the rest of our team, our designer, Juice Malik Norris, and our techie guru, TC Mac.
Yes.
They're
You're breaking up a little bit, sweetie.
Oh, I said to our tech guru and our designer on our team, we wanted to say hello to them, and they really keep everything moving for us.
They do. And I just want to shout out every HBCU grad, every HBCU student. If you are in the trenches, keep going. It gets better. And just know that your potential is limitless. You can do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Listen, again, to anybody who's watching, like Cassandra Hudson, who just said, awesome, I will place my order today. She's a proud parent of a Prairie View. She's a parent of a Prairie View A&M Panther.
Hey,
so again, Cassandra, use the promo code.
UNCF.
Yeah. Use the promo code. Don't, come on,
so
help
they
me
can
out.
get that money.
Help me out. Help me out.
And we appreciate you guys for the show.
And that's a market you definitely want to let them know. Those that are parents, that have students,
we have
sons and daughters
something
that
cooking
would
for
be
them.
attending HBCUs. I would assume these boxes would make great gifts.
Oh my gosh, you don't even know because we got a fresh on the yard, isn't it? But they got
no, it's us. It's us, cousin.
And that's your family, right?
You an ambassador now. We just made Anthony an ambassador. He's on the team.
We got a fresh on the yard box.
Yeah,
that's coming out real soon. It's got like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme.
Yep.
So you know that's for any incoming student or any college student, but really for incoming freshmen, it's a great gift for them. They would love to have that, even in the virtual space, because we know some schools are going to be doing virtual this fall. That's fine. They can still put on their jacket, they can still on their hat, on their swag, you know, while they're in their virtual class. It's still represent.
And you laugh. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna make another suggestion. And again, you can send me a check.
We
need to do a virtual box. There's absolutely no doubt about it. There needs to be some kind of virtual box that says clearly virtual box. I mean, COVID box or pandemic. COVID. Well, no, that might conjure up some bad memories.
We don't want to deliver a COVID box.
No, you're not. You know what? Now
I'm not opening that.
Yeah, but you know what? But again, if you brand it right, that might be the move.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we're gonna need. You know, it's like I'm looking at certain things that I've done. Like you can't see them, but I started painting a couple weeks ago. And it's those kinds of things that you're going to want those keepsakes for these times. I mean, I know it's been tragic in some cases, but, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine. He's like, Bob, I'm doing things that I've never had a chance to do in years. So now that I have this time to create, I think that's tremendous. But again, I think it's an opportunity, and that's where I do this thing. We have to look at it as an opportunity.
Positive.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. You have to.
And I do want to do this shameless plug. We do want to put you guys' information in our boxes. So we do want those inserts and all of that type of stuff. So please, please, please. Anthony has all of our contact information, but we definitely want to let more people know about the Common Black application. Like that's something that they need to know about. That was not around when I was in college. And it would save me so much money.
How old are you? No, don't tell me that. When did you start school?
2004.
We're 20 years old.
Well, I
This
didn't know
wasn't in her market. It wasn't in her market, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get the word out. If they're gonna help us get the word out, we're gonna get the word out.
No, absolutely. But what I was saying is, we'll put some type of promo together and do some type of co-branding, because we have close to 250,000 people in our database.
Yeah.
So that's something that definitely now that we've met, and I see that you guys are more than just a dope. What dope degree? Damn shirts that I see Anthony wear every week. Now that I've met you guys. We can definitely do some things together.
And hopefully you'll get yours soon.
Yeah, let's hope. I'm definitely gonna track it down, no doubt.
Up to my cousins again, Danielle Simmons and Derreka Shelton from Prairie A&M University, the co-founders and CEOs of exclusively HBCU, y'all. They are amazing. They're wonderful. We had a phenomenal time. Again, with the verses last week, we look forward to maybe coming. We're gonna do it again, y'all. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
It's gonna happen. Again, don't forget to go to exclusivelyhbcu.com. Use the promo code UNCF. Again, cousins, y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And Tia, let us know so we can get you your dope and degree sweater.
I'm gonna send it to you today.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Woo! Listen.
They are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
I love their energy. It's infectious. I'm telling you. It's engaging and infectious. Listen.
Oh, Cassandra said she just placed her order. Go on, Cassandra.
Wait, I meant to say, Cassandra said, no, she got a Prairie View student. She said she got an ASU student and a Howard student. Come on, she got a whole HBCU family in her household.
Right.
They were good, man. Like you said, that energy is infectious. And I can see why they have been as successful as they've been thus far. And it seems like their business acumen matches that enthusiasm, and that's critical.
I see the other good buddy who just logged in, Cedric Wells from Light on the Yard Apparel. He out here representing, he out here doing his thing, representing the swag. Cedric, don't worry, we're gonna get you on here one day soon. Don't think you're gonna get away.
Send Anthony a shirt, he'll bring you on. That's all you gotta do.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Send Anthony a shirt, he'll make it.
Or you can send me another shirt. No, just kidding, Cedric. I'm kidding. All right, so listen, ladies and gentlemen. Tia, did you find the John Lewis video?
No.
Is it out? Is it out yet?
The documentary.
No, I'm looking for the trailer.
Yeah, looking for a trailer. It's on YouTube. I know it's on YouTube.
I saw the trailer. I saw. Now, is it going to be?
I think just in case somebody, it's still work because he is a 2-time HBCU grad. He went to Fisk University and.
Okay, I found it.
American Baptist College. It was another HBCU in Fisk. He went to seminary school. But let's check this out. Yes, talking about good trouble.
Can you hear the sound?
No.
You hit play? Okay. Yeah.
Hold on, let me hold on. You know what?
So you hit play.
Well, I don't think I shared my sound from my computer. So
he wants y'all to get some good trouble.
When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, say something, do something, get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble.
He was always different than every member of Congress. Everybody knew what he had done. He was John Lewis.
We're marching today to dramatize to the world that hundreds of thousands of Negro citizens denied the right to vote.
Congressman Lewis gave us the blueprint to organize and to legislate.
The reason why he's effective as a leader is because he's lived it.
We made a decision to march in an orderly, peaceful, nonviolent fashion from Selma to Montgomery.
You are ordered to disperse. That march will not continue.
I was hit in the head My knees went from under me. I thought I was going to down the bridge.
If John Lewis, as a 19, 20-year-old, wasn't doing what he did, I would not be here.
We will march with the spirit of love and with the spirit of dignity that we have shown here today.
The whole time he was in the movement, it was frightening, knowing the danger, knowing what could happen.
You cannot replace a John Lewis.
He's the most courageous person I ever met.
Too many people struggled and died to make it possible for every American to exercise their right to vote.
He challenges the conscience of the Congress.
Bring common sense gun control legislation to the House floor.
40 years later, John Lewis continues to inspire us.
Are you with me? Let me hear you. 3 civil rights workers that were murdered for trying to help people get registered to vote are looking down on us.
This is a time for action. That's what I learned from John Lewis.
There are forces in America today want to take us back, but we're not going back. We're going forward.
There you go. Listen, It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be, actually one of the producers, Robert, of the show was Derreka Alexander. You may remember her from the television sitcom, Maxine Shaw. What was this sitcom? What was the sitcom with Queen Latifah? Come on, Tia, help me out. I'm going blank. Why am I going blank?
I don't know.
Come on. Oh shit.
When they had the apartment, the girl that used to be on the Cosby Show.
Living Single. There we go. I went blank there for a second. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she was one of the actors in Living Single. She played Maxine Shaw. She is one of the producers of this documentary. I had a chance to meet her again right before COVID. I was in Washington, D.C., and I saw the trailer then, and had a chance to meet with her, and we were, going to do some great things. Not say they're still doing some great things, but I'm glad they were able to still get the movie out so we can see this timely. It's a timely piece right now with some of the civil unrest that's happening in our country.
But you know what else? You know what else it makes me think about, Anthony? Who's going to pick up the mantle? Who's going to take the mantle and move it forward?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm sure there's some young brothers and sisters out there that are doing some great things, but we need somebody now. And it could be argued that there's some people out there that are doing some great things, but we're in such a place where it's going to be imperative that we have someone that could energize the youth in our community. Mm-hmm. That's going to be imperative. I mean, I talk to these young people every day, and there's some phenomenal people out there. But that's what I'm looking for, and that's when I see these kinds of documentaries. That's what comes to mind for me. Who's going to move the mantle forward? Okay, you know what I mean? But we'll see what happens.
All right, well, no problem. I just wanted to make sure that.
You said no problem.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, I just wanted to make sure. You know what? And I apologize.
I think Anthony was reading.
Get off that phone and listen to what I'm saying.
You know what it was? I was reading, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. So Tia had posted a message on the screen that only we can see. And I'm saying it, I'm responding to her out loud.
I'm like, what do you mean, no problem? That's not a response to what I just said. I'm glad you.
That was
like, no problem.
I was not trying to be dismissive to you, Robert.
Sure. That's exactly what that describes. What the hell is Anthony saying? I just made a very poignant, lucid.
You did. Statement. No, and I think it was impactful. We do need to work on grooming that next these new leaders who are going to be able to help move our social agenda and be able to make a difference. I do apologize.
No problem.
There! Now that makes sense.
That's funny. That was funny. I'm sitting there like, what the hell? Did he just?
Okay. All right, we gotta get up out here, but before we go, ladies and gentlemen, again, we want to remind you again, on July 25th, 2020, Robert, we got a very special event activity happening. You want to talk about it?
No, I never do it justice, man. I'm gonna have to give you a script or something so you could do it, because I never do it justice. But guys, on the 25th, we as the HBCU Live crew will be hosting a free HBCU Facebook Live Worldwide College Fair. We're extremely excited. We have close to 35 schools that have confirmed thus far. We have close to 2,000 students that have confirmed as well. And Anthony, you know what? I'm glad because you and I have talked about this. Although we have talked about broadcasting from the Facebook Live private page, you have been saying all along that we can't broadcast outside of that page, so we will go live from the Common Black College Application public page. Okay?
Wow.
So we'll be sending out some information about that. But guys, we're going to have some financial aid workshops. We're going to have some scholarship workshops. It's going to be a great event. Basically, you'll come over, like I say, we as a crew will go live. That'll last about an hour, and then we will send you out to the various schools for their... Are you interested in attending an historically black college or university? Hello, my name is Robert Mason. I'm president and founder of the Common Black College Application. On Saturday, July 25th, we'll be hosting, in conjunction with our partners, a free HBCU Facebook Live Worldwide College Fair. You'll have an opportunity to meet HBCU representatives from over 50 colleges from throughout the country. In addition, there'll be a financial aid and a scholarship workshop conducted. So in order to register, go to commonblackcollegeapp.com. So we certainly look forward to seeing you on Saturday, July 25th. Thank you, and get educated.
Well, again, that was amazing. You
no,
did
that's okay. See, when I do it, see, that's why you got to do it next week, man. Because I don't have the energy, and you're like, okay. I need music. Have you ever noticed that any one of my birthdays, I have music behind me? So without music, that's outside.
You do. All right, so I want to give a shout out to Steve, Stephen, who's from Stillman College, who's watching us right now, and again to Vanessa from New York, and Cedric from Atlanta. I'm trying to figure out who else is watching, that I might know some names. I see some.
Also, Andy, tell them about the show that you do on Saturdays.
Oh my gosh. So again,
tell them a little bit about that, bro.
Oh, again, if you're in the HBCU Alumni United page, listen, thank you so very much. Since June 1st, for over a 7-week period, we have now raised over $60,000.
Wow.
To support various HBCUs. Since June 1st to this past weekend, doing some amazing, phenomenal work. Central State University right now has the school that has raised the most so far. We actually just got a very, we had a thank you note video from the president, Dr. Jack Thomas from Central State University, who actually sent us a thank you video and actually wanted to challenge the next 3 schools that we're raising money for this week. So this week we are uplifting and we are celebrating Alabama State University, Coppin University, and Shelton State Community College. And so those are the 3 schools that we are lifting up.
Now, where's Shelton State?
Tuscaloosa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a community. It's one of our 2-year schools in Tuscaloosa. They have 2 campuses. There were 2 separate campuses and they merged at some point. I don't know the exact history, but but they got, I
think it's great that you're including all, quote unquote, HBCUs, and even those that may not have been taking the traditional path to becoming an HBCU necessarily, but they still fall under the guise of that banner. So I think that's impressive, man. And the work that you're doing is phenomenal. And I would encourage anyone that if they have the opportunity to tune in, because it is a show like no other.
Listen, so we do a little bit of everything. It's different from this show.
You take the sip.
It's different from this show. First round's on me. We do some shots. First round's on me, and we do HBCU news and highlights. We do some music. We do some dancing. Oh, it's a whole nother party. It's a party with a purpose. It's a show. It certainly is. It's a different kind of show. I love what we do here. So that's another audience because we kind of broadcast that within the group page just for the alumni. plus a party just for them. But thank you so much. If you're an alum and you're watching, come join us in the Facebook group called HBCU Alumni United. Again, I think that is about it, everyone. I don't think there's any more questions from the live feed. Tia, you got anything else? She said no. Okay, Robert.
No, good.
No, brother. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. Stay safe, people. Hope to see you next week.
Again, we thank our good friends Derreka and Danielle from exclusively HBCU for being our guests for today. If you would like to be a guest on our show, or you think that you might know someone, just shoot us a direct message through the Common Black College application page and let us know, maybe there's something that you're doing in your community that we need to highlight because you're an HBCU alum and you're doing some phenomenal work. We want to be able to tell the world about what you're doing. So thank you so much for watching. Again, this is Robert Mason, Tia Marche, and I'm Anthony Brown. Thank you so much. Again, always shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll always be amongst the stars. Know that you are a masterpiece because you are a piece of the master. See you later and bye-bye.